Hello, I'm Rob McLam, St. Bonaventure. This is Video Journal 3. We're talking the second part of the Ryan and Stanton textbook. What I have chosen is the portion on filmmakers, and I hope I pronounce this name right, Malek Rassamni and Matt Peterson. And what they do is they use different styles, some conventional, some non-conventional, in terms of connecting with communities. In this case, it was Palestinian and Native American, to understand their life, their daily grind, their struggles, their issues in the refugees camps, and in the case, obviously, of Native Americans, the reservations. They talk about collaboration a lot. They talk about connecting with people, and I think this is a great way, and especially in terms of documentaries, to try to find that bridge where, obviously you're the conduit. You're connecting the person who has the story to tell to the one you want to listen. But there's two things you have. One, you want to get yourself out of that as much as possible. You want to remove yourself and detach yourself from that, so that although you are the conduit, you're not seen as the conduit. It's almost like a good referee in a basketball game. A good referee in a basketball game, you don't notice that person's there. They're making the correct calls. They're not getting calls wrong. They're not getting booed. They're not getting critiqued by the TV or the radio folks. They're doing their job, and that's what the the storyteller has that responsibility as well. You want to do your job so that you're in a position where you're sort of unnoticed, and I think that's a lot of these ideas and such are good, to find that balance where you tell a great story, but at the same time, it's not as though you're the one telling the story. It needs to come from the people direct. Multimedia projects are hard anyway, in terms of the balancing act of using different styles and different ways of connectivity. But again, if you can find that healthy balance, you're a great storyteller. You want to, in a case of something along the lines of Native Americans or Palestinians, obviously you're going to want a broad platform. You're going to want a a wide base, so that there is a turning, and there is a change that's created, an international sort of correspondence, a reflection on how you can be a part of the change. If you're a viewer, you want to look at this and say, okay, how can I be a part of the difference? I don't want to just sit here now that I've heard this story. Now, what can I do? Where do I go from here to make this a thing of the past? I get that a lot when I watch on Facebook. I watch dodo videos. Now, I'm someone who loves animals. I'm someone who loves cats and dogs. And you watch the dodo videos, and they're showing these dogs, and they're being saved from the streets, and then you see them, and they're happy, and suddenly it compels me. Now, all of a sudden, when I see a stray animal on the street, I want to throw it some food. I mean, even if I can't rescue it, I want to help it. And so that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create a broader base with your storytelling, and you create it by letting the base, or pardon me, the storytelling come from, or at least seem to come from, those who are directly impacted by it. You know, I think in the dodo videos that I watch, the dogs and cats do tell the story. They're skittish, they're alone, they're scared, and then when they receive love, and they receive food, obviously, and they receive health care, and they get better, and they know they're being loved, and they know that they're being treated in a way that's helping their lives, giving quality to their lives, then you see them open up and become this new animal, and they want to rub you, they want to love you, they want you to hold them, they seek actively the attention that you can give. And that's a connectivity that would be great within, say, for example, the Palestinians. Obviously, there's strife in the world, and people who feel oppressed and feel subjugated. You want to let's find ways to connect to them, so that we can get out of that rut, and we can move on, and build to a broader, more welcoming world. And to hear from them directly helps expedite that process. If the words are true, if the message is true, and if it's listened to by the right people, then yes, it will expedite that process. So these are ways you can do it. You can do it in something that's serious, as this, as what Ramsamy and Peterson are doing, or you can do it in something just as trivial as going over a great basketball game back in history, Duke and Kentucky, 1992, talking about the history of the college basketball or anything. You can find ways to connect with adversaries or with people who are oblivious to the plight. You just have to find that balance and let others tell the story, but tell it through you. So that's my thesis on that, and I hope I connect with people one day when I become the storyteller.